Penguin Audio presents The Idea of America, Reflections on the Birth of the United States by Gordon S. Wood. Read by Robert Fass.
Introduction. Well over a half-century ago, Isaiah Berlin published a little book entitled The Hedgehog and the Fox, an essay on Tolstoy's view of history. He borrowed his title from a line among the fragments of the Greek poet Archilochus, which says, "The fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing." Berlin interpreted the words broadly, and found in them one of the deepest differences that divide writers and thinkers, and perhaps even human beings in general. On one side of this chasm, wrote Berlin, were the foxes, who pursue many ends, often unrelated and even contradictory, connected, if at all, only in some de facto way, for psychological or physiological cause, related by no moral or aesthetic principle. On the other side were the hedgehogs, who relate everything to a single central vision, one system less or more coherent or articulate, in terms of which they understand, think, and feel, a single universal organizing principle in terms of which alone all that they are and say has significance. So, in this scheme of things, Berlin labels Dante as a hedgehog and Shakespeare as a fox. Plato, Lucretius, Pascal, Hegel, Dostoevsky, Nietzsche, Ibsen, Proust are in varying degrees hedgehogs. Herodotus, Aristotle, Montaigne, Erasmus, Molière, Goethe, Pushkin, Balzac, Joyce are foxes. Although Berlin was interested mainly in placing great writers into one or another of these two categories, one might do the same with more mundane historians. There are historians who work on many different subjects, jumping from topic to topic as their various interests lead them. I have a remarkable colleague who began with a study of Congress in the 1930s and followed that by an analysis of the impact of the New Deal on the states. Then, after he had written an impressive biography of an important politician of the 1940s and early 1950s, he wrote an extraordinary book on America's struggle with poverty in the 20th century. This work was followed by a fascinating history of cancer in modern American culture, which in turn was succeeded by an examination of an important Supreme Court decision of the 1950s. At the same time, this colleague was writing a huge narrative account of 20th century America and a prize-winning book on the decades in America following World War II. Even now he is on to brand new subjects in modern America. This colleague of mine is a fox, and a superb one. He knows many things and is interested in many things. He even once said to me, as he was casting about for a new subject to write about, that if I had any ideas for him, to please let him know. By contrast, as a historian, I fear I am a simple hedgehog. Throughout my career, I have been most interested in the American Revolution and the political, social, and cultural changes that it engendered. Of course, I have taught university lecture courses that ranged from Columbus to the Jacksonian era, and have led seminars on various topics. But nearly all of my publications have dealt with the American Revolution and its consequences. In addition to several books on the Revolution and its leaders, I have published a number of articles on the Revolutionary era, some of which are collected in this book. My preoccupation with the Revolution comes from my belief that it is the most important event in American history, bar none. Not only did the Revolution legally create the United States, but it infused into our culture all of our highest aspirations and noblest values. Our beliefs in liberty, equality, constitutionalism.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?